It finally happened. What's going on, guys? It's Trent from Trentfluence back there at the video. This time I'm making one to celebrate the release of my new favorite game. This one finally got a sequel. And because of that, I'm making a new video. This time it's going to be about not begging people to be in your life while also making Salisbury steak in the background. So hopefully, if any of that sounds good to you, please go get a video and watch. Also, if you like Kirby, just know we finally got the sequel. Kirby and I too. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope to see you in it. And what's going on, guys? This is Trent from Trentfluence, and today I want to talk about a topic that I want to call don't beg for effort. And for especially people pleasers, we struggle with this a lot because a lot of times we give and give and give a lot and pour into everyone else's glass, but a lot of times people won't pour back. And you can't always expect people to put forth the exact same amount of effort that you do all the time, but you still deserve to have people in your life that are able to give back something to you when you give them something. And it doesn't have to be anything physical or material. It can literally just be their time, their advice, or like their input in a conversation where you can bounce ideas off of each other. And that could potentially help like both parties. Like both parties can think of a way to solve like a problem, live better, or improve something in their lives that they didn't even think about without your perspective, and vice versa without their perspective. And people are valuable in your life. Like we're humans and we're naturally social creatures. So we naturally crave companionship and intimacy and fellowship from other people. But it's not always made equal. Like, duh. Like, not everybody's going to want to be your friend, or not everybody's even going to like you. And some people will literally just simply not be able to contribute to your life in a positive way. And that's just how it is. Like, again, not everybody's made equal. But this video is to try to like raise awareness and recognition of that. Because for people like me, for example, I always was the type of person to want every single person I ever met to like me. And if someone ever disliked me or had a problem with me for whatever reason, like I would try so hard to figure out like why, and to try to get them to like me, and like to put forth so much effort and to be like, why don't you like me? What's wrong with me? Like, it was just offending you? Sometimes just being you, just people just end up hating on, and that just happens. And I would like put forth so much effort, so much energy into trying to be on everybody's good side and to walk on eggshells to make sure every single person's like likes me. I don't offend anybody for like little payout. And it's definitely a different type of pain when somebody spends so much time on or spends so much time on and with, and you put so much effort into them to show them that they're special, and they don't show it back to you. And you often have to like beg or constantly remind them to give you attention or ask to hang out only to get canceled and denied. And even worse, see them like more easily and willingly show that attention and effort to others. Like no problem, while you're sitting here begging like please sir, may I have some more? May I have just a crumb of affection, please? Just a cup of love, please, sir. And it fucking sucks. But you have to understand that when there's a situation like that, and you recognize the pattern that you're putting forth a lot of effort only for little in return, then it's okay to distance yourself from them, because you're only going to hurt yourself in the long run if you keep trying to beg for attention for someone that isn't interested or simply can't give it. And sometimes when like people get busy, like life gets busy, people get busy, shit happens. But with that being said, if you know that somebody isn't able to reciprocate due to that, and you still continue to try to beg for attention and keep on putting forth time and effort, then you're only hurting yourself. Now, there's cases where like you just don't know and it hurts, but most of the time like you can tell. But I'm not saying there aren't cases where like you're trying to put effort in somebody, you just don't know what's going on. You're trying to simply just be genuine, and they, for whatever reason, stop, just lose interest in you, just stop communicating for whatever reason, and you just don't know. But even then, it's one of those things where it may suck, but until they actually show that they want to communicate again, then you will have to create that distance or just simply keep on repeating the same pattern of reaching out, no response, and ouch, it hurts. Or going back to their scenario and no response, and then you see them, giving other people attention, and you are just like, well, well, fuck me then. And I have a perfect scenario in my head. At least, this somewhat makes sense. But like, say you're planning a group, like a group trip with people to your like dream destination, a trip you've always wanted to go on, and you plan this with a bunch of people, and everyone's on board until like the last few months, and then suddenly people stop contributing, like they start contributing like money, and they forget to communicate and forget more and more, requiring you to keep on like reminding people and carrying the group, and getting communication, only for them to cancel at the very last second, and it ruins everything, and you get super frustrated. And meanwhile, you're trying to carry the entire stable. And not saying situations like that can't work. Like, the group trip can leave the Discord, believe it or not. But sometimes to avoid that disappointment, instead of having to force and beg everyone to do their part, plan the trip for yourself first and make sure you're able to provide for yourself. And if others like want to join, they can. But if they cancel on your trip for whatever reason, then you will still be fine with yourself because your trip won't be ruined. And that's probably like the loner in me talking. I promise it'll hopefully make sense soon. But like for me in particular, I've been a loner for a long time. So a lot of this is from my own perspective, but I've also seen it a lot in societal trends, especially with people pleasers again, where we're not used to like relying on people and not being independent, and relying people only to get burned by trying to like reach out to people and get attached to them, and just get left out by those people, and they often like forget about you when you've been trying to simply just be included. And it's such a huge pain. Can't think of a synonym for that right now. And it can easily like when that happens, like you finally kind of like break out of your shell of being alone and start like getting attached to people only for them to just drift away or start to forget about you or leave you out. It's it's a different type of pain. It definitely hurts and can easily turn you jaded if you keep on trying to reach out to the same people who just simply don't have an interest in you anymore. And damn, don't have an interest in you anymore. And it doesn't just go for people you know either or get to know, but it also applies for people you're trying to get to know. Like someone you find attractive, like a girl or guy, or someone you think is cool and you want them to be your friend, or even like a stranger that you just want to have a conversation with. Like if they don't display any interest in talking to you or what you have to offer, then realize there are so many other people to talk to. Like the classic thing, huh, there's always more fishy you see. So if you get hung up on just constantly pursuing or talking to the people that don't express interest and keep on doing things for them just to get their attention and validation, then like my previous message, like you're just gonna end up hurting yourself. And it's a lot of trial and error trying to like communicate. But constantly pursuing something or someone and begging for their attention or affection is not the way to go. Like something's got to give. And just because like somebody doesn't give you attention or doesn't have an interest in you or even drifts apart does not make them bad people. Like a hard pill to swallow for me was that people drift apart and lose interest all the time. Like whether they want to or not, it just happens. And it's more something to learn about and adapt about to that because for every person that you no longer talk to or that no longer really reciprocates the energy you give back, then there's two or three more people that you can meet that value your presence and reciprocate the energy. And even those people may fade or drift away too. And that's okay. Even though it sucks, it's okay. Because the point is to learn to be able to distance yourself and let go when you feel you're not getting any value out of having those people in your life. Because you need to value yourself enough to recognize when you are in a situation where there's there's no real give and take or there's no real shared energy or you're not getting any value of having those people in your life and instead of trying to like keep on putting value into theirs for nothing and hurting yourself, like you're worth being with people that elevate you and you do the same to them regardless of how many times your group or clique changes. You are worth being able to have a fellowship or people in a group or a group of friends or just things or people you call your own or maybe not your own, but to be able to be included and have people in your life that make you feel included, make you feel a genuine connection. And you can respectfully distance yourself from people too. It doesn't have to be bitter. Like sometimes you just have to stop trying to communicate with them if they no longer communicate with you anymore. Maybe they'll come back, but if they don't, you've made your peace. Like protect your peace because ultimately people who don't value you anymore, or have interest in you anymore, you keep on pursuing them. It's going to bother like your own peace in life, and it's going to make you just constantly like just think about it or like just be in a bad headspace because you're so worried about somebody who has moved on or doesn't think about you or is just simply too caught up with life to be able to afford, you know, the time of day to even like, you know, spend on other people, let alone themselves. So sometimes you simply, or even sometimes you simply just have nothing in common or have enjoyable communication with somebody, or there's just something about them that disturbs your peace. And it's okay to just tell somebody that you don't or no longer want to be their friend or be close. Like, they're not bad people, but not everybody is going to fit every person's mold, and that's okay. And it's especially hard when it comes to romantic relationships because sometimes you can't just find a way to simply like be friends, whether it's continuous attraction that just won't go away or just some certain traits you can't stand from that person. But don't put yourself in an uncomfortable situation just to be on somebody's good side or just to be able to call somebody your friend or, you know, have a certain title with somebody. Like, it's okay to go your separate ways from people peacefully without getting bitter and being bitter enemies, whether regardless of whether it's like a romantic relationship, friendship, family, just anything. Like, you can just be people that used to know each other and just have moved on. Like, again, whether it's like a former lover, old friend, or person you want to have in your group, if you have to beg and force that effort and value out of them just to even have them attempt to show a fraction of effort that you put out, then it's not worth it. Look at what I need to do to just have a fraction of our power. Like, no. Again, please, sir, may I have some more type shit. Like, respect yourself and your peace enough to not beg people to be in your life, especially if they don't know how to show, like, or they don't show interest in being there in the first place. Distance yourself and find new connections and focus on those that make you happy, and especially your own happiness. Like your weekend plans got canceled, like find peace in doing things for yourself. It's like, well, now that I know how to go out, I could just make myself some. Like for example, freaking last like Sunday, I had something planned and got canceled, and I'm like, well, shit, I'm gonna just go make myself some fucking biscuits and gravy and watch the next episode of Soul Leveling, or next episode of my show, and then just chill and play my favorite games, do my favorite things, and have things for yourself. Be able to treat yourself and show yourself the value you deserve. If people aren't showing you value, or nobody wants to or can show you value that day, then show value to yourself. Like, sure, we create companionship, but still, like, protect your own peace too. And don't take it so hard. And learn to let people go or distance yourself from people whenever things, even if it's like a temporary like spat or a temporary thing, like just learn to distance yourself. Not every it's some people just need a break from you, honestly, and you probably need a break from people too. Like, somebody distancing themselves from you or seeming more distant, then it's like let them have their distance. Use this opportunity to like make new connections stronger, or the connection with yourself better, and show yourself some love. But definitely let the people that love you or show you love, show them that love back too. But anyway, that's all I got. I could keep on talking in circles, but that's the general gist. Distance yourself from people that don't value you. Keep those close that actually reciprocate the energy that you put off, and definitely value yourself enough to keep on showing yourself love and keeping people in your life that love you, and distancing yourself from people that don't reciprocate that. But, with a grain of salt, take that advice as you will. I don't have the answers. I just provide something to think about. But this has been Trent from Trentfluence. Thank you so much for listening and watching the video. Hope you have a good night and enjoy the food in the background. And peace. Hey, hey,